I want an open marriage now. She said it softly, like she was asking for a second cup of coffee. We were standing in the kitchen, late evening. The light above the stove flickered faintly. She leaned against the counter, arms folded, lips curved in a careful smile. Testing me, waiting for the crack in my voice. The plea, the insecurity. I didn't give her one. The refrigerator hummed. Somewhere outside, a car door slammed. Life went on. Inside me, something ended. She tilted her head. It's just honesty, she added. Freedom. We're mature enough. Mature. That word lingered in the air like smoke. I watched her eyes. Not nervous, not ashamed. Excited. This wasn't a confession. It was a promotion. She had already chosen someone, and she wanted permission to stop hiding. I felt the tremor beneath my ribs. The first instinct was to argue, to demand names, to ask when this started. But I've always believed the first reaction is the weakest one. So I smiled back. Sure, I said. Go have fun. Her relief was immediate, almost glowing. She thought she had won something. What she didn't realize was that she had just given me everything I needed. The next week, she dressed differently. Not dramatically, subtly. New perfume, slower makeup routine, longer glances at her phone. She would sit beside me on the couch, scrolling, suppressing smiles she thought I didn't see. Just talking, she'd say casually if I looked over. Of course, talking. She started saying his name without realizing it. Once, twice, a slip. Then a correction. From work, she explained quickly. I nodded. I began noticing patterns. Gym nights extended by 45 minutes. Sudden wine with friends on Wednesdays. Showers taken before leaving the house. Preparation, not guilt. I lay awake one night listening to her breathe beside me, steady and peaceful. I wondered when she had left the marriage in her mind. Months ago? Years? Had she rehearsed that kitchen speech? Had she practiced that smile? The betrayal wasn't physical yet. Not to me. It was strategic. She wanted safety here, adventure elsewhere, a stable home base while she experimented with dopamine. I felt anger, yes, but more than that, I felt insulted. She believed I would compete, that I would beg to remain relevant, that I would stay. She didn't understand something about me. I don't fight for positions I've already been removed from. I replaced the entire board. She went on her first official date 2 weeks later. She kissed my cheek before leaving. Performance. I'll be home late, she said lightly. Take your time, I replied. I watched her car disappear down the street. Then I opened my laptop. I'd already started. Credit reports, shared accounts, mortgage documents. Most of the debt was in her name. She liked financing things, furniture, vacations, small luxuries. The house, however, was primarily protected by my early inheritance. Structurally mine. She never paid attention to paperwork. She trusted me with the boring details. That trust was misplaced. I contacted my lawyer the next morning. Quietly, efficiently. Irreconcilable differences. Asset protection. Immediate filing. I requested a lock change consultation that same week. I moved half my savings into an individual account she didn't know existed. Every action was deliberate. Every signature steady. At dinner, I asked about her night. Nice, she said. Easy. Her eyes were brighter lately. Alive. She mistook my calm for acceptance. Inside, I was mapping outcomes. She wanted openness? Fine. I would give her space. Permanent space. She grew bolder over the next few weeks. Overnight stays. Less explanation. She stopped pretending to hide her screen. I stopped pretending to care. One afternoon, she laughed at something on her phone and said, "This is actually working really well." Working. Like we were beta testing a product. I signed the final divorce papers that same day. She was at a hotel downtown. I knew because she had stopped covering her location history. Careless. Confidence always breeds carelessness, and carelessness is where truth lives. The finalized decree arrived by email while she was on another date. I read it twice. Legally clean. The house awarded to me. Joint debts assigned proportionally. Weighted toward her recent spending patterns. Credit obligations formally separated. I stood in the living room that night and looked around. Our wedding photo was still on the wall. I took it down. When she came home, it was past midnight. She walked up to the door. Paused. Tried the handle. Locked. She knocked lightly at first. Then harder. I opened it just enough to face her. Confusion first, then irritation. What's going on? I handed her the envelope. No speech, no theatrics. She scanned the first page. Her face drained. This isn't funny. I'm not joking. Her mouth opened, closed. You said you were okay with this. I am. Her voice cracked. You agreed. I agreed to openness, I said calmly. Not to staying. Silence pressed between us. The reality was landing now. This wasn't a phase. It was over. You can't just lock me out, she whispered. I already did. She stepped back like I'd struck her. What about the house? It's mine. Her breathing became uneven. The debt? Yours. She stared at me like she was seeing a stranger. No, she was seeing me clearly for the first time. I thought... She started, then stopped. You thought I'd compete, I finished. She said nothing. Her phone buzzed in her hand. Probably him. The exciting one. The fun one. The man who didn't have to deal with mortgages or credit reports. She looked down at the papers again. This will destroy my credit. Yes. Tears welled in her eyes now. Not for us. For inconvenience. For consequence. You planned this. I met her gaze. You announced it. That was the difference. She thought she was rewriting the rules. I was closing the game. She stood there for a long time, waiting for softness, for regret, for reversal. I felt none. Your things are boxed, I said quietly. You can arrange pickup. And then I closed the door. The house feels larger now, quieter. There's no tension humming beneath the walls, no secret messages lighting up the dark. I walk through each room without wondering who she's texting, without calculating timelines. She wanted freedom. She has it. Total autonomy. No shared accounts. No shared name. No shared future. People assume betrayal explodes. It doesn't. It erodes, silently. Until one day there's nothing left worth saving. She believed I would beg. She believed stability meant weakness. What she never understood was that my silence was never submission. It was evaluation. And once I'm done evaluating, I don't argue. I execute. The locks are new. The air is still. And for the first time in a long while, so am I.